two up there, Buffy.
Hey everyone, my name's Maiko and welcome to the channel. If you are new here, I would love if you hit that subscribe button. And for all of you guys that are returning, thank you so much for being such an amazing part of this community that we're building. So what we're doing here, this is the first installment of what I'm hoping will be a very long-term series on my YouTube channel, and it's called After Action. And this is the first episode of it. I spent almost 6 years in the Marine Corps, and After Action was a term that we used a lot to refer to debriefing. So after a mission or operation, we would come back and we would evaluate kind of the things that had been successful, the things that had gone well, so we could note those and repeat them in the future for future success. And then we would also look at the things that we did either incorrectly or could have been done better or were done improperly. Maybe someone didn't fulfill a role that they were supposed to, someone didn't do the things they were supposed to. And so for myself, I figured that that would be a really good way to take that same concept and try to improve my own gameplay. A little bit about me. I've been playing Siege since Dustline, when Blackbeard and Valkyrie came out. I originally was on PS4 and then switched not too long after that to PC. In past seasons, I've been low plat a few times. Some other seasons I haven't been able to either play ranked at all or have only gotten a few games in, placements pretty much because of personal life and personal commitments. Right now, though, I'm kind of entering a phase of my life where I have a little bit more time and I can kind of schedule more time for Siege. I'm trying to improve. So some of the things that I'm doing to improve is recording gameplay and recording VODs and watching them back. And I've also started doing paid coaching sessions with a top-rated Siege Fiverr coach. I'll have his information and his link in the description below. So if you're interested, you can go ahead and check that out. But if you can't afford it and it's not something in your budget, then maybe you can learn from some of my mistakes and as I kind of evaluate my own gameplay, and we can kind of learn together. This game right here is, I believe, Gold 3. I think I have 20 games completed for ranked this season so far at this point of the video you're watching. And then I want to say my KD is like 1.4 and I have like a 0.5 win loss rate. So my win-loss has not been great this season. But what I'm doing here is I have my screen shared out during this coaching session. And Senz, the coach that I'll link in the video description below, is watching my gameplay as I solo queue ranked. So kind of what I did here, Hookah, we're on Coastline. In the ban phase, I could have chosen better ops or suggested something different to ban. I kind of just went with what the other randoms that I'm playing with, because again, I am solo queuing. I kind of just went with what they kind of defaulted to. They picked the Jackal, things like that. Thatcher ban could have been better on this. And probably what I could have said is thrown out an idea of like, hey, what do you guys feel about banning so-and-so, or, what about this option? So kind of dropped the ball on that. I decided to play mute because based on kind of the structure of the teammates that we have right now, we don't have anyone for plant denial. So I figured I would go ahead and bring the C4. I thought about maybe the smoke, but I went with the mute here. So made the rotate into cool vibes and just going to do my setup. Now this mute is really dumb. I think I ran down here and my mindset was, okay, I'm going to do something. It's not that it's the worst mute in the world, but definitely could have been better placed. I have this rotate here into Hookah. The default plant is kind of right where you're looking at right now. And so what I'm thinking is I'm going to try to play cool vibe, and I can deny plant if they plant near the door. I can shoot them or deny plant if they plant near the Hookah window. And then I can also cover like cool vibe stairs and rotate if I need to. I do ask the Jaeger if he has an extra ADS, and that's all I ask him, right? I don't know what he has set up, but that's kind of what's going through my mind. So what I'm doing here is I'm just playing super passive, playing cool vibe. I could be getting on cans, maybe rotate up to the top of cool vibe. We do have a reinforced wall that would protect me from the door. or the window. So I could be doing some more active stuff for my team. And at this point, it's already a 3v3. We did have some comms going on. Everyone that was in my team, I believe, had a mic. There might have been one person that did not have a mic. I can't remember, to be honest. They were making calls, some of them better than others. We did have someone that's kind of yelling most of the match. I put this mute down. This really isn't going to do a whole lot of information, but what I was kind of thinking was maybe if I died, this might deny some drones later on in the round. I'm totally preemptive with that C4 though. I should not have just chucked that C4. There is someone rappelling on the window at this point. You see me look up at the drone hole up there to the roof, and that's kind of why I asked the Jaeger for some sort of ADS on this side so I wouldn't get naded. But again, I'm kind of playing passive. I haven't checked cams at all. I have a position where I could rotate up to the top of this and check some cams. But at this point, we do have a couple people dead, and they were on cams. So that's why I'm not doing that, but I definitely could have done that earlier in the round. I might have prevented some of those deaths for the teammates. So at this point, I call out. I remember hearing that there was someone that sounded like they might be Sunrise. So I call that out to my team and say, hey, there's maybe someone underneath in Sunrise. And I couldn't really tell exactly where they are, but indeed it was. So there's the knock. I got the kill on that. And then at this point, it feels like they're about to go in for the plant, but I'm getting pushed. So I rotate down to Sunrise, and what I'm thinking here is maybe I can make some holes. I don't have my C4 because I kind of wasted early. Maybe I can make some shotgun holes and possibly deny plant that way. The other option is perhaps maybe I can run out Sunrise door and grab the guy at the top. I think about it, but then I get a call. It wasn't correct, but he was close. He was like sort of near cool vibes, and I get the call that he's pushing me. So I just hold a really passive angle here. We still have the Jaeger alive, and the Jaeger actually ends up killing this guy who was inside of hookah, uses the rotate, and that spot right there where he was sitting, I could have played that originally in the round, gotten on cams, gotten some info from my team, since I really was playing passive on site. So didn't die. Probably a decent decision at the end to kind of go down to Sunrise and just kind of hold it, because I could cover the door, but definitely could have provided some more information for my team. So kind of going into round two, they decided that they wanted to go to, where did we go for this? Okay, we went kitchen. So we went kitchen for the bomb site. And so I'm thinking, okay, let's play some Goyo and set up some Goyo shields around the site. Now, with the TCSG, it's something I'm really trying to work on getting better at and using. So I struggle a little bit with it in some of this, understanding the mechanics of how this gun operates. So I'm learning. I'm learning this gun. Definitely not my most comfortable weapon, but learning it. So for this, the comms actually, the team was fairly positive. Our team was, for the most part. There was some toxicity going on in chat from the other team, so I just turned it off, right? I mean, you don't have to deal with that. I get the call to reinforce this. I was probably going to reinforce it anyway, but I heard someone while I wasn't looking this way say, hey, can I get a reinforcement over here? And it wasn't very descriptive. So I just asked him, what he wants. This shield I'm putting here to provide a little bit of denial for sight lines into the service entrance. Then I reinforce this as well so that the rotate hole isn't completely defenseless, and then this position in kitchen isn't defenseless or as easily accessible by the defenders. So for this here, my idea was that I was going to put a Goyo shield to protect from the door leading into Sunrise in the bottom of Cool Vibe stairs. I could have positioned this shield a little bit better, I think. And the other thing is that you see that I still have a Goyo shield that I haven't deployed. So I didn't actually even use all of my utility, which is a problem. I should have put that shield up. I honestly didn't even realize that I didn't have it. The Blackbeard gets a pick here, and I see him, tag him on a shield. This position is not very good. For like a cheeky angle, sure, but to just camp this spot, I should have rotated out of this, and I was prone too, so my legs were probably sticking out from the side of that shield, so if someone actually peeked that door right there, they probably would have gotten me. At this point, it's just me and the Legion, and the Legion is not on site. He's like in an extended room, I think, if I remember correctly, and he makes a call saying that he thinks he's about to die. So but he also says that they're pushing the service side. So I'm thinking I need to rotate and look at this position. I'm just sitting right in front of the door. It's terrible. So I need to rotate, but I wait way too long to do that. Way too long. And so I rotate through here. The Legion is still making calls that he has multiple people pushing him and that he's probably not going to live very much longer. I rotate back into here, and I'm not really sure why I do this, but I remember I heard a drone, so I get the drone. There is, I believe it was a buck. There was a buck upstairs. So I rotated into here. This isn't the worst place ever, but I really can't see anything. And just in a second, you're going to see that I see the laser for the air jab from the Nomad. So I figure my thought process is I'm going to push her because there's a little bit of a delay between switching weapons to where she'll be able to shoot me again. So I probably can push her, and it works out. I completely rushed these shots on that Blackbeard. That would have been an easy kill there, but I rush it. You also see something that I'm doing consistently is my crosshair placement is way too low. So that's something I'm working on right now. It was pointed out by the coach I'm working with, and I aim too low, and I lose a lot of gunfights because of that. When I started on console, I was terrible at managing recoil and whatever on console, so I had a tendency to just aim lower, and I never fixed it when I switched to PCs. So that's something I really have to work on. For this, I have teammates that actually make a good call to just play time and chill out. And it works out pretty well because in a moment, the buck's going to push me. I down him. I wait for a second to finish it off because I want to make sure there's no one else coming because I know the Blackbeard's got to push. And we get fortunate. But this success for here was largely due to good calls by my teammates. My positioning for about half that round was terrible. And I should have been in a different spot. But it works out. So for the third site, we decided to go to Penthouse, and I choose to run Bandit on this. And my thinking is that I'm going to use the Bandit batteries to deny entry from VIP into Penthouse, that triple wall. So that's kind of what I'm thinking here. I run a lot of Bandit, on any time we're playing Penthouse. One of the things that I have noticed is that I have a tendency, and this is something I'm trying to correct, I have a tendency to be incredibly predictable and a tendency to repeat the same thing over and over and over again. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's always bad to not repeat things that work, but I'm very, very much too predictable. And a lot of times it gets me killed because I can be really easy to read at times. I call it that there's a twitch. It doesn't really matter. On this, we could have run like a Mira. Perhaps I know that's a little bit of an older sort of thing, but it still works pretty well, at least at this ELO in kind of my own experience. We had some teammates that were basically boarding off the entire site, and what I'm thinking here is we can't have everyone sitting this entire site. I need to get off site. So I'm trying to do a little bit of roaming, and we got our batteries down, got our reinforcements down, and I'm trying to get off site enough to where hopefully I can get some sort of position before the enemy gets into the building. I check cams and I call right here. I remember calling here. They have all our outside cams are gone. So they're either in the building or pretty close. I get droned out there, and then I hear someone pushing the aquarium balcony or the fish balcony, aqua balcony, and they break the door. And right here, see how low I'm aiming? Like I really need to fix that. I need to be aiming head height, and I'm not even aiming, crouch level head height. I was aiming for like waist level, and so I miss a kill. I hold this position because I figure, at worst, maybe I can waste some time and I can waste some utility. So they burned 2 flashes here. Then I see the shots go through, and that's Buck's gun. So I know there's a second person over there. Again, look how low I'm aiming. I get the kill, fortunately. But then I'm worried and I feel pressured. So I just rush out here and I get tagged. I don't know why I run into hookah because there really is no way out for me unless I waste my C4. And I realize that, so I get out of there. I'm thinking I need to rotate. I need to get out of here. At this point, we have a minute 30 and it's a 3v2, which is quickly turned into a 2v2 because the IQ, I think it's IQ, gets the frag there. I'm getting a call that there's people pushing the window. I check cams. We still have the same 3 cams. And so right here, I'm asking my teammate, hey, is there anyone rappelling on big window, like the big penthouse window to the east side? And the call is there's two, go. So I trust the call. I run out. There wasn't anyone actually out there. And now we're at a minute left. So what I'm thinking here, the Legion's on site by himself or close to site. And essentially he's a 2v1 right now if I don't rush back. However, bomb's not down. but I'm thinking I need to make my way back to sight. That is a good decision. That thought process was fine. I hear an air jab here and I shoot it, but then I rush, and look at how low I'm aiming right here. And I'm rushing for no reason. Bomb isn't down. And because of the way I rushed, my bad positioning, and my poor crosshair placement, the IQ dumpsters me. And I only take about 10 HP off of her. So at this point, it's kind of just up to whether or not the Legion can clutch it out. And so we have nothing on cams. All I'm doing here, he gets the 1 kill, and I know he's on site, and he says he has the diffuser or has sightline to it. So here I make a call to him and I say, hey, you got 15 seconds, just play time. And fortunately he does. So he's patient, he waits, he doesn't go super aggressive, and it works out. I could have killed that IQ, and there are a couple things I should have done. So rotating back to site when there were 2 people close to site and the Legion was only 1 left beside, and I was off site, that was a good decision around that 1 minute time frame, but I didn't need to sprint, I didn't need to rush, they didn't have diffuser planted, and my crosshair placement was abysmal. So there was no need for me to die there, and I could have supported my team, I could have killed the air jab, held the angle, played a little more passive, but I didn't. And so as a result of that, that's why I died. I died because I was, my positioning was poor, my crosshair placement was terrible, and I was rushing to get back to something when I had more time. So the thought process was okay. The idea was okay. The execution was really bad, and it needed a lot of work. Okay, so at this point, we're up 3-0. We're going on to attack. And what I'm thinking here is I'm assuming that they're going to go hookah billiards, and I'm about to drone it out and confirm it. And I picked sledge because what I was thinking is, well, I have some nades. If they go hookah billiards, maybe I can nade the cool vibes, stairs. And then also I'm thinking my plan right now is I'm going to go up to the top of the roof. I'm going to sledge the penthouse hatch in the bathroom there, and maybe make a push through there. I end up sledging the hatch, but I don't actually push through there. But this is what I'm thinking at this moment. I'm trying to come up with a plan, like gameplay, running my drone back. I could have left my drone somewhere where it would have been more useful and kind of pre-place maybe a flank drone or something like that. But I'm just like, I'm going to run it back. That way I have both my drones. Obviously shoot the default cam, grab my drone, and then again, my mindset was, okay, I'm going to go ahead and go to penthouse and open the hatch in case anyone needs to rotate through it. Shoot the inside default cam by the front desk, and then you'll see me sledge open the hatch here. So I sledge it open, but I don't really do anything with it. I could have put a drone in there. I could have pushed through there, you know, because everyone else was pressuring from either the aqua balcony, fuses on the window there. I call out to my team that I'm nading cool vibe, and I definitely would recommend that if you're going to do a nade like that, like let your team know so someone doesn't push up and you don't accidentally nade your teammate. Now, you saw that Doc ran out. He ran out from the VIP balcony right there where you're seeing right there to the left. At this point, the fuse says that he wants to put a fuse charge on the window, the hookah window. I hear that the breaking from underneath, and so I call out that someone's running up, and I get the kill on Ella, but that, you saw how low that crosshair placement was. I was shooting at her waist. But we get lucky. I look for this, maybe a run out from VIP again, and I should have just held it. I should have just held it because we now have bombed down. I should have just kept holding the other angle. I do end up getting the kill on this bandit, but I got lucky. And so for this, we got the bomb down. I do see the bandit, so I knew that was a smart option, but I should have recognized that sooner. But things I'm working on: better crosshair placement, not pushing things that I don't need to push, more patience. But yeah, that's it for this After Action episode. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like and a comment. You can follow my socials at MaikohTV. Thank you so much for your support. And until next time, have a great day.